Good morning, watch nerds. Now, unless you've been living in a cave for the last 8 years or so, you'll know that San Martin are based in Hong Kong. They make both homages and original design watches, produce them to an incredibly high standard, and offer them for extremely reasonable prices. One of these purchased new will cost you around the £200 or $240 mark. However, I picked this one up on AliExpress, and after the relevant discounts, I got it for £159 delivered. However, despite the St Martin store advertising the watch price including VAT, unfortunately it wasn't, and I had to pay £41 before Royal Mail would actually deliver it to me. As a result, I ended up actually paying £200, so you're going to have to make up your own minds whether or not this watch is worth it. And welcome to my unpaid and unsponsored review of the San Martin SN0053-G2. I have no issue with homage watches, but generally don't buy direct homages myself, so I thought I'd check things out before pressing the button. The indices and the dial layout certainly resemble that of a Tudor Black Bay 39, although the dial itself, the hands and the date window give the watch its own vibe. In fact, the hands look far more like something you'd see on an Omega. I have to be honest, you could probably have a large collection of quality watches without looking any further than San Martin. Before you ask, I'm not affiliate, and I certainly don't work for them. This is the packaging it came in, and I'm sure most people are familiar with it. It's their best attempt at packaging so far, and it's a simple green cylindrical pouch with a watch cushion for the watch, and inside is a couple of tools and a 2-year warranty. So let's have a look at the all-important dimensions. Well, the case is just over 39mm. The lug width is 20mm. The lug to lug is 47mm, although it's listed as being 48.5mm. And the depth, including a domed box sapphire crystal with AR coating, is 12.3mm. Now, once adjusted to fit my 17cm wrist, it weighs in about 125 grams. Now, in my opinion, the watch wears the size. Inside is a good old Seiko NH35 automatic calibre. Now, it's a 3Hz movement that ticks away at 21,600 beats per hour, hacks, hand winds, and it's got a power reserve exceeding 41 hours. These are extremely reliable and, if regulated well, are reasonably accurate. The great thing is, if they do ever go wrong, it's going to be cheaper to replace them than to repair. Now, in real life, this is running at -2 seconds a day, but let's see what it looks like on the time grapher. There we go, and this is it on the time grapher. A decent beat error, a good amplitude, and it's reading plus 11 seconds a day with the dial down. Now, I know from experience that's going to be about perfect when it's on the wrist. The nicely gnawed 6.5mm signed screw down crown operates the watch perfectly, and as with all NH35 movements, it engages very nicely. As with all San Martin watches, the 316L stainless steel case finishing is ridiculously good, and I don't just mean for the money. It's almost solely brushed, with the crown circularly brushed, the tops of the lugs vertically brushed, and the sides horizontally brushed. Now, the only polishing is a transition between the sides and the top of the case. The screw down case pack helps with the watch's claim 100 metres of water resistance, but note, if you want to remove it, you're either going to need one of those Rolex type case pack openers or one of those inflatable ball things. As you can see, the back is plain, which I find a pity, but some people might like it, I suppose. The bracelet and clasp are arguably worth more than what you actually pay for the watch. It's a very good Jubilee, and who doesn't like a nice Jubilee? Now, the solid end links fit perfectly to the case, but it doesn't have quick release spring bars. Now, it tapers down from 20mm to 16mm, then back up to 18mm for the clasp. Now, adjustment is made by removing nicely engineered screw pins. You also get a very nice on-the-fly adjustable clasp, which is fully milled, it's brushed and it's signed. Honestly, I really can't imagine anybody having an issue with the bracelet and the clasp combination, and like the case, if they appeared on a watch costing a couple of £1,000, they really wouldn't look out of place. That said, the combination still falls short of the one on my SN00 SN0053-G. Finally, the pressed enamel dial. Well, this is the purple colour, although I believe there were originally various different options. I have to say, the dial looks even better in real life than it does in the photos. We start off with a dark coloured chapter ring with the second markers, then move down to what's a fairly uncomplicated dial. There is a date window at 3 o'clock, the San Martin logo below the 12, which I know some people hate, the word automatic, and the water resistance is above the 6 o'clock index. Like all San Martin watches, the Lume is excellent. Now each raised index and hands are full of BGW X1 Lume, and that's going to keep the watch glowing all night, and this thing keeps up with any diver in my collection. Now here's a 15-minute speeded up clip of that Lume. So what do I think of the San Martin SN0053-G2? Well, what isn't there to like? A decent movement, great finishing, a gorgeous dial, an incredible bracelet and clasp, and a fantastic Lume. Now it's a shame that the San Martin store aren't honest about the VAT, but I suppose it's still pretty good value. My only real complaint is the plain case back, but perhaps I'm being picky. So that brings me to the end of this review. So if you've enjoyed it, click on the like button, subscribe or I'll break your neck, leave your comments below, and enjoy the rest of your day.